Steve, one of the most important factors for all plants would be light. And I think people are intimidated by light, but when you get your plants, where are you getting them from and why is that different than people get them from, let's say, the big box stores?
Well, our plants are coming from professional growers in Hawaii and Florida, and they're all shade grown. Stan, that means they're acclimated to lower light conditions. So they're preconditioned to be inside, to work inside, to do well inside.
And if somebody has one of those plants from, let's say, the big box stores, I'm not picking on them, but often you'll see the plant, they put it in, and all of a sudden it takes a 180 and dies. And of course, that's something we don't want, especially now they're getting good plants from plants. There's going to be a difference on what they're getting.
Right. You can go to one of the big box stores and get a plant that's similar to ours, except there's no guarantee where it came from. There's no guarantee that it's been acclimated to low light condition. There's no guarantee that it's been watered, cared for. Everything that happened before it got to you can be your problem if you let it.
Now, I find a lot of folks want to take a plant and stick it into the darkest corner because somebody said, oh, you need that plant over there to brighten up that really dark corner. And I'm always thinking, that's really not what you ought to do. Tell them why that's not a great idea.
It's not sustainable. Okay, it can be done. If you're entertaining and you've got the corner that you want to brighten up, take a plant and put it over there for a couple of days. But you always need to restore it, bring it back to medium to higher light, and that's what's going to keep the plant going.
One of the horticulturists I studied with many moons ago used to tell me that if I put my hand down and I couldn't see a shadow coming next to it, that I was probably in too low a light level for an indoor plant. And it kind of always resonated in my brain that that's really simple, really basic. And I know there's light meters and other things that people can get, and those are great sometimes. But I always thought that makes sense. If I don't have enough to see my shadow, then I need to probably move it to a different spot in the home or office.
I think that's an excellent gauge for how to determine low, medium, and high light. If you cannot see your shadow, then you're in low light situation. Here, we're in medium light, I can see my shadow. If I were in an east or south or west window where it gets either morning sun, afternoon sun, at least part of the day, some sunlight from the window is getting to the plant, you can consider that medium to high light.
Now, I've tried to grow some plants on the north side of my home where there's very little light coming in, and normally I have to try to rotate that plant to a brighter spot.
That's what you got to do.
And I think homeowners or people who have your plants need to do the same.
Some of the lower light, the plants with lower light requirements that we'll talk about in their profiles, they can handle and be sustained in lower light conditions.
Right.
Like the Ficus lyrata, medium to high light, it's probably not going to work in a north window.
Good advice.